Hello, and welcome back to Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. If this is your first time here, thank you for coming, and hopefully you will subscribe. If you'd like to download a free copy of the software that I use, contact me on Facebook at Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus or on Instagram at HH Custom Events Party Supply, and I will send you the link and specific installation instructions. Let's get started on today's project. Today I'm going to be showing you how I designed this expanding favor bag in the Cheshire Cat theme. I had been putting off doing a new expanding bag on tutorial until I could find a better way to make the sides and base so that you could put any size item, large or small, in it and wouldn't have to worry about it falling through any of the gaps. I've redesigned the expanding portion of the bag so that you can put smaller items in and don't have to worry about them falling out the sides. It's an upgrade basically from the first expanding bag when I first came up with it about a year and a half ago. So I'll be showing you how to do that either with this bag or with the denim and diamond bag. That one's coming up. I already have that one recorded. I just have to edit it, and I'm also going to make the templates available for that one for free on my new Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus Templates and More page. I had mentioned that previously, that I'm going to have the templates and more page, and I'll have some templates there for free, and then other templates, if you're interested in buying, they'll be very reasonably priced. Okay, let's get started on this project. I first went and found Alice in Wonderland characters. Now, the customer had asked for the Cheshire Cat to be the main character that's really emphasized, and so I was just gonna make a bag with just the Cheshire Cat, but I still wanted it to show that it was part of the Alice in Wonderland, the whole Alice in Wonderland storyline or theme. So all I did was, whenever I saw the Cheshire Cat, because I don't think I've seen the movie yet completely ever, but I think I saw him. I remember seeing him in the tree, laying on the tree stump, and with some leaves and everything behind him. So let me show you how I did that. I went online and I found this tree, and I like the way the leaves were formed because it'd be perfect, I said, for a theme bag, for a favor bag. And also it has the trunk here that I could turn around and use for the branch. First of all, I started with my blank sheet of paper. I brought the tree in. As you can see, the image has frozen on screen, and I told you the easy workaround for that is just to open up any function, don't make any changes, close it, and all of a sudden you can move it again. First, I crop out everything, so just assume that I've already cropped out. I think I've already cropped out the white around this one, and as you can see, I also cropped out the tree trunk to use as the branch underneath the cat. And I'm just going to rotate this so that it's turned like a branch. I'm going to bring it out to the side, and I'm going to resize it just like that. And it's not quite long enough, so I'm going to elongate it a little bit. And I often say never stretch a picture by the sides, only use the corners so that you keep the proportion. In this case, this is a design that pulling it from the side is not going to take away from it. It's just making it the length that I want it to be. But if I was going to resize the tree, I would always resize from the side so that I don't mess up the proportion and have it looking all blown out. You don't ever want to have your pictures out of proportion. So now all I need to do is bring up my cat. I think I already cropped him out. I'm pretty sure I cropped out everything I needed. That's a good way to do it so that you don't have a lot to worry with and have to start and stop during your design. And so I just brought the cat like this. I think I had more branch under him, a little more branch. And then I brought the leaves down so that they were his background. I'm going to pull out of this and shrink it all down a little bit to keep it on the same page so I can work with it better. Alright. And so I have my branch under the cat. I think I had this down some more. I'll do a quick check to see how low I had it. Yeah, I had it about right there. And I had my branch coming out a little more because I wanted to trim these sides to make them look better. So I'm going to just pull this out some more. And I have the cat there. And now your favorite bags, of course, always need a handle. So I'm going to group these and move these down a bit. This portion I'm going to cut away. So it needs a handle, and I wanted to incorporate the characters. So in order to do that, all I did was go to Cut Out in Picture, add a colored shape, which is the third choice on the top row. I changed it to a circle. I changed that circle by going to more colored choices, and then I clicked inside of the colors in the leaves to get a band color that I liked. And I think it was kind of close to that one. I'm going to hit done. And then all I did was kind of elongate that circle to make it into an oval. I made a duplicate of this shape by clicking here next to the scissors, hit copy. If you hover over these, it will tell you what that feature is. So the one right next to the scissors is copy. The next one is paste. And so I just paste a duplicate shape. I'm going to change this shape to white. So I'm going to paint and color effect. I'm going to choose the red star, which is filled with a solid color. And then I'm going to change it to white by clicking in the white anywhere on the screen. Hit done. I resize this to make like a nice size handle for the the favor bag. It's of course in the shape of a little purse or gift bag shape. And I just made it a thickness that I thought would be good to hold on to. Next, and pull this down a little bit. Next, I went once again to Cut Out in Picture, Cut Out of Picture. This time I went to with the cookie cutter shape, and I used the square. I brought it up to about right there, and you can make it, whatever length you want. I hit next and done. Then I'm gonna just click on that white oval. I'm gonna click on the green oval, and now I have a handle left. And to get that out of I still have that white half circle or half oval here, but just to draw out this handle that I just made, I go once again to Cut Out of Picture, Cut Out and Pictures, Cut Out of Picture, which is the first choice, and then chose by color selection, and I just drew out that handle, hit next and done, and then deleted the one underneath, and now I have the handle. And I'm just going to bring that down. I'm going to take it down so that it's behind everything else, because I don't want the handles sitting on top of the leaves. I want it to look like it's connected to the leaves. And all I did was resize that so that it was big enough for me to put my characters on, as well as to leave some room for the kids to hold on. So now at this point, all I did was drag up my characters and position them where I wanted them. You just go down to the pictures in this tray where you have the characters you want to use. You click and just drag it up into this picture and drop it. Now I could have just pulled up one character at a time if I wanted to. All you would do is you would click on the page that has your clip art, and once again it brings up a sub menu here that you don't see, but then you can click on individual characters and it will show you them in the side tray or the layers, and then you click on that particular character and just drag that character in by him or her or itself. So that's how you would do it, but I pulled in the whole page because I want to use all of these, so I just did the click, drag, and drop. Alright, so I'm going to ungroup these so I can place them where I want. And I had a couple of them. I had 3 on this side, and then I used the queen and the 2 card pieces on the other side, so that it was some symmetry. Had 3 on each side. And of course, if the characters are not turned the way you want them, you can change the direction by flipping or mirroring them. Now you have to be careful with the mirror and flip function, because if I flip the rabbit, that's why I chose to put the rabbit on this side. If I flip the rabbit, then the clock would be backwards, and I didn't want the clock to be backwards. I didn't feel like going through clipping out all of that and turning it so that those would be correct. But I did do it with the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter was actually turned in the opposite direction, which made the 10.6, when I flipped him this way, it made the 10.6 backwards. But this was easier to cut out and change than that was. All I did was go into, I'll show you how it was flipped. You go to size and position while you have it chosen. You go to size and position. You have a sub menu here, and the first choice in the second row is flip, and then you can mirror it, you can flip it upside down, you can do whatever you want. Well, as you can see, when I flipped him to put him on this side, his numbers were backwards. But this was an easy fix because that's just a small area. All I did was zoom in a bit. I went once again to cut out in picture. I went to cut out of picture. And then this time I chose by tracing on my own. And all I did was went in right above the numbers and just cut out that area. Hit the green flag to say you're done. You can also make any adjustments if you needed to change the cutout area. And then you hit done. And now I can just flip that area by going to size and position, flip, change the direction to the correct way, and then just use this little ball to position it inside of that same area. And then all I had to do was either clone paint out this area or just drop a small shape in there to cover it up. And I think I just dropped the small shape by going to the same cutout in picture function, but you used a solid shape, and then I just drug that underneath, and all of a sudden your guy is ready to be flipped. So I had already done this, and that's why I had him on that side. I'm going to delete all that. Now I'm going to flip him back like I had him by going to cut size and position, flip, and mirrored him. I was just showing you how I did it. And now I'm going to shrink him down, and I kind of just eyeballed how these characters should be sized and just place them along the edge, leaving room here for the handle for the kids to grab onto. And also I flipped Alice. She didn't have any signs, so she was an easy flip. Just go to size and position, flip, mirror, and she's good to go. And all I did was place them along my green handle. I didn't have them floating, so I wanted it to kind of look like they were standing on a leaf. So I pulled the 2 characters at the bottom down as if they were standing on the leaf. I made the queen bigger than Alice because she is in the cartoon. I kind of repositioned them a little bit by but I wanted them to be kind of symmetrical, so I had them each character kind of on the same plane. I think I did the same thing with this one. I flipped it, and this one isn't so obvious because the cards are still going to look the same when they're flipped. So once again, I went to size and position, flipped it, and then I shrunk them down a little bit, put them on the edge, tilted them a little bit just so that they would look kind of symmetrical to the rest of the characters. Then once I had them positioned where I wanted them, I shadowed them by grouping this side, going to special effects shadow, because I wanted to give it the illusion that they were kind of 3D and like they were appliques on the handle, when actually they were just printed on there, but it gives it that definition and depth, and I like that. And then I just shadowed this side the same way, all of the shadows dropping toward the left. Hit done, and I had my handle. And now for the Cheshire Cat, I want him also to be shaded so it looks like he's literally sitting on top of this branch. So I just do the same thing, special effects shadow, click on the soft shadow, and then I just pull the shadow out a little bit to the side. You can adjust it if you want it darker, lighter, thicker, less soft around the edge, but that was okay. So now I just need to cut this out and make these sides the way I want. And for that, I just went to cut out a picture with the cookie cutter shape, and I just made a square first of all, because this first cut, all I want is to cut out the bottom part of this picture where the trunk of the tree is and all this portion. So I'm just going to do a straight square so that I can get this cut, and do next and done. And I'm just going to delete all of this extra stuff, because now when you cut like that, it makes it into an instant JPEG. So now all I have is the one piece. Then I wanted these sides cut down some, and all I did was I went to cut out a picture, and I made an oval shape. Oops, yeah, I went to, with the cookie cutter shape, I chose the circle, and then I flattened this into a very thin oval. I brought it down some, kind of turned it at an angle, a slight angle, and I just put it right here at the edge of the tree. I didn't want to cut out the leaves, so I shrunk it down a little more. I think I turned it out a little bit. And then I just hit next, and you see that it's making this cutout. And before I hit done, I also want to crop out this side. So here it gives me, once you hit next, it gives you more choices. And so I wanted to add another area to that cutout, because I can use this same shape to cut out this side. So I went to the first choice, hit add an area. It frees up my cutting shape. I changed it back to an oval. And now I'm just going to pull it over to this side, use this ball to change it in the same basic direction. And when I hit next, you'll see that I would be cutting out both sides of the branch at the same time. I'm going to hit done. And now you don't see any difference, but once I do this, I make a colored shape. I go to cut out in picture, add a colored shape. I change it to white. I leave it as a square, flatten it out a bit, turn it as an angle, and then once I drop it down a layer and move it over a bit, see if I left it there, you see the piece, but I pull it over so that I'm underneath that piece that I cut out, and it gives me my edge that I wanted. I'm going to do the same thing. I can copy this white piece, slant it the other way, and do the same thing, drop it down so that it's under those cutouts that I made, and you see the cutout on this side. And I just make sure that I don't have any of this showing. I'm only going to be under this edge of the flattened oval. So I'm going to come over until I don't see any of that white, and you've just made the pattern or the template for your favor bag. So now I have the banner, and I put happy birthday to the birthday girl on. This I dragged it down a bit so that it would be as big as I wanted it to be. I kind of turned it at an angle, and I wanted it to be behind the cat, about right here underneath the cat's ears. And I should have put this on before I deleted all those, but I forgot I was going to add this. So I'll just show you how I did it, and we'll pretend that it was still, the pieces were still here. So all I'm doing is I'm going to bring up the cat so that I could give you the appearance that I hadn't done that crop to crop out the final bag. Okay, so now let's pretend I hadn't deleted all of this already, and that these are still all separate pieces. And I had it like right here behind the cat's ears. I'm going to pull it down one layer so that it looks like it's underneath the cat, and just position it a little more. I think I had it about right there. And then I just go to text, add text. I chose curls, which is one of the fonts on my computer. So what you'll do, you'll click in this box where it has the different names of the font. You put a C, type a C, it will take you to the C section of the fonts, and you just scroll down and find the one you're looking for. And there's the one I want, Curls MT. And then I just typed in all caps, happy birthday, Liliana. I put them in separate boxes so I could size them separately. And I'm just going to turn that with the little ball on the top. I'll put it up here where you could see the little ball. That's what you use to turn it from side to side. And I think I put a little bend on this portion because it's right near this curve. So I just right click, choose edit text, apply special effect, bend text, and then you can use a default one and then adjust it from there. So I chose the default because I know I want it to curve downward, and I'm just hitting the minus or the down arrow to take some of the arch out, to make the arch flatter so that it will kind of mimic the curve of the ribbon here. Hit done, done, done until you're out of that, and then just create a new text box, and then I typed Liliana all by itself. I think I put an exclamation on there. Do the same thing, use that little ball to turn the name, and then I'm just going to shrink it down enough so I can pull this up a little too. Shrink it down enough so that I can get everything in that ribbon. Without it being underneath the cat. Just play around with it a little bit. I could shrink that name down a little. You just want it to be visible. And you just adjust that as much as you need to. So I just made it a little thicker. I'll pull it up a little more and then drop Liliana down a little bit, making sure that it's not overlapping the ears. And you've just created your favor bag template. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be showing you how to make the new improved expanding sides in a separate tutorial. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you'd like to be notified the minute I have up new tutorials, just hit the bell and you'll be notified. Thank you for watching. You're watching Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus, and I'll see you next time.